This is a landscape. We are going to study about color and paint a landscape. First, you will need to draw lightly about 4 to 5 different kinds of line from one side of your paper to the other. Let them have variety, but don't make them too crazy. Allow them to go all the way up to the top. That will be your background area. Put your name on the back of the paper and your teacher code so that I'll be able to give you back your paper. Let's paint the background area, the area at the top of your paper, with the white tempera paint. You have to rub your brush around and around and get paint on the brush, and then paint the upper part and maybe the second space below with just white paint. When you add white to any color, it is going to make it lighter, and you call that a tint. So we are first going to paint the faraway place, the background, a lighter color. So you paint white first. Now we are going to add one color, whatever color you chose, just a little bit at a time to each section of your paper. You see how I'm just putting a little bit of red. I chose red. So red and white make pink. And I'm trying to make a very, very light tint of pink or red, which is called pink, in the background. Now we are going to add a little bit more color to the white and make a little bit darker tint. It's still a tint because it's white and your color, but it's a little bit more strong looking, but it's a tint. White and a little bit more paint. In the middle ground, we're going to add more color and less white. So I'm starting in the middle ground with just my color. So I'm going to paint red first. And I'm painting just that middle ground area in with my red paint. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of white so that I can make it a little bit darker but still be a tint. Can you see the difference in the colors? The background is very, very light. Then it's a little bit darker and a little bit darker because I'm adding just a little bit of white to my pure color red. When you have a big area, you have to blend it. You have to work it back over with your paintbrush. Not scrub it, but use the tip of the brush to blend the colors together so that you have an even color across your paper. So when I add in a little bit more white, I have to blend it. I have to brush it in the right direction and get the colors to mix on the paper to make it look more unified or all one color. Now we're ready to start with a shade. We're going to paint more of your color, but this time we are going to add a little bit of black. Black is a very strong color, so you do not want to add too much too quick. especially still in this middle ground area, add just a little bit of black and blend it in, mix it in on your paper. To blend it in, sometimes you just need to wet your brush a little bit and have your brush with just enough water so that you can blend and mix by brushing it lightly, not scrubbing, and blend in to get your shade. Do you see how the color is more of a maroon kind of red, a, a deeper red than the other colors that we have had? And if it goes too far dark, you could always add some more red back into it, but you just keep mixing it until you get that unified look across that area. This is taking a little more work to go across, and I'm mixing black and then red and then mixing it back and forth until I can get that unified look. Sometimes you do have to add more of your color that you started with back into the black, but you need to keep it all the same, that same value all the way across that whole section. So I'm mixing it back and forth, adding a little more red here and there, and sometimes I'm just wetting my brush so that it will blend. Once you have it all blended, in the foreground, in that bottom area, you are going to start with black and then add the red or whatever your color is into the black, because you want that to be your darkest value there, and it will be your darkest shade. Leave your paint set nice and clean so the next person can do a wonderful painting like you have just completed. Make sure you have washed off any paint that you may have accidentally gotten on each color. Leave it clean.